A lot of people associate learning a language with their experience in high school or college, which normally or very often wasn't that great. And that's an issue, because learning a language can be exciting, it can be fun, it doesn't have to be boring like a lot of courses out there. So, I know a lot of people that tell me, oh, you know what? I'm just not good at learning languages because I failed high school French or high school Spanish, or I just did so poorly that I just decided to drop it the following year. I'm just not good at learning languages. This should not reflect on how good a language learner you are if you didn't succeed in these courses. That'll be more of a measure of essentially how efficient and how exciting the material is, which normally, it's often not that exciting. In high school and in university, they can be using boring material. And now, of course, there are going to be exceptions. There are going to be teachers who are really going to be out there trying to inspire the students, and they're going to be trying to come up with exciting material. And if that's your teacher, that's a different story. But often the problem is that even these great teachers, it's hard for them to undo the damage done by previous teachers who just use really dull, boring material with their students when teaching them the language. So I think that that's an issue. But I think that if you didn't succeed in high school or college French or Spanish or whatever language you took, that is not a reflection on how good a language learner you are. And it's really important to tell as well that there's a big difference between just sitting there and studying the language academically and actually learning how to speak it. Because if you're trying to learn how to speak it, you actually have to go and try to learn how to express yourself. And often when you're studying, you're covering topics like, okay, let's learn, the names of items in the kitchen. And, when is a spoon going to come into conversation? Not that often, right? So I would argue, and that's the issue. Often in high school or in college French, they're going to have boring stuff that it's going to be basically irrelevant for conversations. And then, the student would be falling asleep there, and the teacher would be like, hey, wake up, student. Don't you fall asleep in my class. But guess what? The content is not that exciting. So what's the solution to this? I think that language learning should be fun. It should be exciting. You should be actually trying to use materials. You should be trying to use content that's exciting to you. And nowadays, there's actually so much great stuff out there. There's language programs, apps, so much exciting stuff. And you should be trying to look for things that work for you, not only in terms of content, but in terms of the method. Whatever appeals to you will be the best way to go. So that's it. I think that, if you had a bad experience learning or trying to learn a language in high school or in college and felt unsuccessful with it, that really means nothing. I hope that you put that behind you and that you try new things. You try new programs, new apps, new ways to learn the language,